If you create content such as YouTube videos, shorts, reels, TikToks, whatever type of content, a key part of that content creation process is lighting, because it is nearly impossible to create good content without lighting. Unless that's a look that you're going for, then by all means. So in this video, I'm gonna talk about a set of lights that I personally use, that I actually use for all of my content, but ironically, I'm actually not using it for this content piece in particular because they're sitting right behind me. It's the Neewer 660 LED panel light set. But before I go any further, I do want to let you guys know I purchased this with my dinero, so Neewer has no say, thought, or changes in this at all. In fact, Neewer didn't send them to me. You could have. Maybe next time, Neewer. Send me something, I gotcha. These are a set of bicolor panel lights that consist of 330 white light bulbs and 330 yellow light, which, you know, do the math, it adds up to 660, hence the 660 in the name. Wow! I bought this set of lights about a year ago, and I haven't had any issues with them whatsoever to this date. The set that I have here was part of a 2-pack. It actually comes with 2 light panels, 2 sets of barn doors, 2 light stands, power supplies for each light, and a carrying case. For all you on-the-go people, this is on the go. I don't know. Let's go ahead and get price out of the way. And at the time of this recording, this set of lights comes at $210 US. But there are a variety of different packs that come with different accessories, some with more, some with less. So that being said, there are a variety of prices that are out there for this particular lights. But I'll go ahead and leave a link down below to this specific set. And as we all know, things go on sale, so keep an eye out for this set and you might catch them for a cheaper price on Amazon. Now, when it comes to the quality of these lights, it's hard to really complain at the price point that these come at. The light stands definitely are the cheapest part of this entire package. They get the job done just fine and, you know, do what they need to, but I wouldn't necessarily trust them with anything heavier like a cob light with a modifier. I work as a videographer for my 9 to 5, and I deal with lots of lights throughout the day, and I can't really imagine these light stands holding up, let's say an Aperture 300X with a light dome for a modifier. I can probably count on them to bend and just, you know, not do the job. The set also comes with a carrying case for the light panels and the light stand. So nothing fancy, again, definitely gets the job done. So for anybody that's wanting to take these lights on the go, maybe any videographers that are just starting and wanting to set up some lights on a different set away from home, by all means, this will work. But don't expect, you know, crazy pockets and cushion and soft materials, you know, just enough to go from A to B. That's it. As for the lights themselves, they're actually built pretty solid. They don't feel like any cheap plastic of any sorts. They have a solid heft to them, and they definitely don't feel flimsy or like they're gonna fall apart or creaky by any means. Same goes for the control knobs. They actually feel sturdy and have nice feedback as you dial in your color, temp, and brightness. Even the detachable barn doors feel nice. They're not made out of some type of cheap, flimsy metal. They're sturdy, and I'd say you'd have to try pretty hard to kind of warp the shape that they have, or maybe even have them underneath something heavy. So as long as you're not doing any of that, you're good on the barn doors and they should last you. Now let's talk practical use and versatility, because, you know, a light's a light, and as long as it turns on and it lights you and it has no flicker for video, that's typically good enough. But the more versatile it is, the longer you'll use them. As mentioned before, these lights are by color. They don't just shoot in one color temperature. And for those that don't know and maybe new to lighting and video, bicolor means that you can change the color temperature of your lights to go from a cooler tone to a warmer tone. It adds a lot of versatility. This is a great feature to have on your lights because it does add flexibility to your shot. You're not just stuck shooting in one color temperature, which typically speaking is 5600. It may not be as crucial for those of you that are shooting in a more controlled environment like a studio, for example, where you can control the lighting situations, but for those that are not in those type of environments where you have no control over the overhead lights, for example, you might be stuck shooting in warmer situations because, I mean, as you know, most overhead lights tend to be warmer. The barn doors that are included in this set are also a great tool to have. They're really good for controlling your lighting. You can flag or block lighting off of certain areas that you don't want light to splash onto. But the best part about these barn doors is the fact that you can actually remove them from the lights. Now, the reasoning behind removing these barn doors is actually because you can add soft boxes to these lights, which will help, well, soften up the light. Now, keep in mind that this is an additional accessory and it does not, I repeat, it does not come included with this set. You can purchase them separately, or there are some bundles that come with it included as well. Of course, different price. Now, if you guys are curious about these soft boxes, let me know down in the comments below, and I'll go ahead and make a video for you guys with comparisons showing what these lights look like with the soft box and without the soft box. Now, for those of you that make YouTube videos on your own, like myself, this next feature is actually, I feel like they thought about us, because it's a remote control. You can go ahead and change the brightness and the color temperature. My favorite thing to do is to actually just turn the light on and off to show comparisons, to kind of help me dial in my lighting. Very convenient to have, so that way you don't have to get up and dial in these lights yourself, and you can remain within the frame and check the lighting for yourself. The final feature I wanted to talk about is the mobility that these lights offer with batteries, and more specifically speaking, these NPF batteries. So they're not specific types of batteries that go for the Neewer lights. These are actually common batteries, for those that don't know, in the world of film and video. Just keep in mind that these batteries do not come included with this set of lights, okay? You'll have to purchase these separately. I just happen to have a few of these laying around from other products that I've purchased. So if you want to take these lights on the go and you don't want to be tied to a wall outlet, you have the option to go mobile with NPF batteries. Very clutch, trust me. I've had situations where I've shot music videos outside and I didn't have these lights yet, so I had to shoot with very dark scenes and tiny little lights. And man, I would have loved to have had these lights available. So with all of that being said, are these lights worth the price tag? I mean, if it isn't obvious already, I already purchased them, and well, I have no regrets. So yes, I do think that they are worth it. For those of you that are new to video, whether that be videography or you want to make your own YouTube videos, these are a solid set of lights to start with. Like I mentioned before, you do have the ability to throw a softbox on it to go ahead and improve your lighting. And when the day comes that you decide to level up your lighting game, these lights still do come in handy. You can still keep them aside as backup lights, or maybe you have another studio room that you would like to have a set of lights in, or maybe even a green screen that you can use these lights to fill with. All those scenarios are great reasons to have these lights for years to come. Now, I wouldn't recommend these for any of you that want color, because obviously these don't do color. And I mean, I guess technically you can buy gels and make them do color, but that's not true RGB. The same goes for you guys that wanted modifiers, because unfortunately you're only limited to 2 modifiers, but they're not your standard Bowens mount modifiers. So essentially the same type of softboxes, just one circular, one square, which is the one I showed you. And that's it. And that was my review on the Neewer 660 panel light set. Hope you guys found this helpful. I hope if you were debating on getting these lights, that this kind of gave you some insight, because I think you won't regret it, unless you're wanting something more powerful or versatile than what these have to offer. By all means, I get it. But I'm just here to show you guys or share with you guys my experience. I did want to mention though that these lights are a bit older. Like I mentioned, I bought them a year ago, and even then they have already been out for a while. Neewer has actually released a newer set of these lights, or version of these lights. I did some quick research. The only differences that I saw is A, they have physically a different look to them, and then B, they have Bluetooth connectivity. So they no longer require the remote, because you can actually connect it to your app. Beyond that, everything is pretty much the same. So if you want to get these lights, because I personally have had experience with them, and you, I don't know, are making your decision based off that, go for it. But I don't think you can go wrong with getting the Neewer set as well, because hey man, it's, 2023. We love apps and tech and, ease of use. So I don't blame you. All that being said, thank you guys for watching. Any questions whatsoever about these lights, let me know down in the comments below. And after everything, thank you guys for taking the time to see what I see. I hope this hope was hoping to hop. Stupid. I hope this video was helpful. Ha!